Pardon me. Hello beautiful booktubers, I'm Becky Bookworm and I'm here today to do a wrap up from the last week, which is the end of August, the beginning of September. In the last week or so I have read 3 books and listened to 2 audiobooks. The first one is My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix. I fell in love with the cover of this book. For those that haven't seen my previous haul video, it looks like this. As you can see, it's like a 1980s video cover, which just reeled me in straight away. And I have to say I wasn't disappointed. It is the story about 2 young girls who have been best friends since they were children. One of them gets possessed and her best friend has to fight for her friend's soul, while all the meanwhile this demon is basically ruining her life. So it is, you know, it's a generic exorcism story. I didn't feel like there was anything in there that hadn't been done before in films and such things, but I absolutely enjoyed it. It was a really easy read. I read it really quickly while I was in the car driving back from Edinburgh. It was just wonderful. There were some really gross bits in it and some really icky things that happened, and to be honest, bits of it were quite scary, but I am really funny with like ghosts, poltergeists, unseen things. So yeah, it did freak me out a bit, but all in all, I really enjoyed it. It was just so much fun. And I gave that 4 out of 5 stars. Sorry, I really want my tea. Next up was an audiobook, and that was The Princess Diaries by Carrie Fisher. This was a bittersweet book. I really enjoyed listening to it as it was narrated by Carrie Fisher and also a daughter narrated part of it. It was basically a memoir about Carrie's life. She was such a funny woman, but obviously with her recent death, it was quite sad in places. But overall, I really enjoyed it. Witty, snappy, absolute joy to listen to. Again, 4 out of 5 stars. Next up, Off Detox Your Digital Life by Tanya Gooden. This was a tiny book, which I think it's... No, it's not on my shelf. This was a tiny book I picked up at the till in Waterstones because I've just been feeling a bit dragged down with social media, not so much with YouTube, but with Facebook and Instagram. Facebook mostly. Sick of seeing annoying things on there. I just picked it up on a whim and I'm really glad I did. There was nothing earth-shattering in it. It just gives you ideas about how to live less of your life online and what to do and how to cope without being attached to your phone all the time. I'm only attached to it now because it's got my Goodreads page on it. But yeah, overall the photography in there is quite good. There's like mini pictures in it and you know, it is what it is. It was just a little bit of information in there and I did find it useful for kickstarting my brain to like, yeah, okay, I will put my phone over there when I'm watching that and that sort of thing. So it was quite helpful. I gave that 3 out of 5 stars. Next up, The Coldest Girl in Coldtown, which is my favourite of all these books. This is by Holly Black. This is the story of a world where vampires have come out of the closet. They have been put up in these places called cold towns where humans can go and live if they want, but once they go in, they can never leave. It's during the age of the internet. Wild parties in these cold towns are all over the internet and vampire lovers strive to get in there because they want to become vampires as well. There's a girl who accidentally ends up with, I don't want to tell you too much, but she accidentally ends up having to go to a cold town to help these 2 lads that she helps from a party and everything unravels from there. I really, really loved this. I think it's a YA book. It was just so enjoyable. I loved the characters, I loved the storylines and the plots that were going through. I really enjoyed the ending and I wish there was more books in this series. I just really enjoyed it. I haven't read any of Holly Black's books before, but I'll definitely be reading more now. I gave that 5 out of 5 stars. Sorry, if you notice me moving around, it's because the light keeps shining on my glasses, so I'm trying to stop it so you guys don't get the glare. Last one is, I'm going to read this because it's a really long title, Talking as Fast as I Can, From Gilmore Girls to Gilmore Girls and Everything in Between by Lauren Graham. Made me feel like I had to read that fast because it's called Talking as Fast as I Can. For those that don't know, Lauren Graham was the mum in the Gilmore Girls. She's a successful actress I didn't get into Gilmore Girls until last year when I binge watched it on Netflix and never understood why I hadn't watched it before, because I really enjoyed it. It's such a feel good when there's lots of horrible things going on in the world and you need a bit of sweet hope. Gilmore Girls is definitely the one for you. And this audiobook was the same. It was narrated by Lauren herself. Again, a memoir about where she came from, what happened when she got into Gilmore Girls and the other places that she worked. It was just a joy. She's a really funny, pleasant woman. She's had a great life. She's very grateful for the life she's had. It was just lovely. And hello, I gave that 4 out of 5 stars. So that is everything that I've read in the last week. I will be back soon with another video because my battery's going to die. Please give me a thumbs up and please subscribe. Big hugs. Bye!